Hello everyone. Here's a quick look on the history and the physics hidden behind film photography. Photographic film is a material that is used in photographic cameras for recording images. It is made of transparent plastic in a shape of a strip or sheet, and it has one side covered with light-sensitive silver halide crystals made into a gelatinous emulsion. While photography itself has a long history spanning back to the first pinhole cameras of the Middle Ages and the first photographic image being taken in 1827 by Joseph Nicephor with the camera obscura, the history of film photography comes a little later. George Eastman invented the first roll of flexible film in 1885, which was actually a paper with a coating. The first roll of plastic transparent film came along in 1889, but it was made from a highly flammable nitrate film. Photographic film also used to be in black and white, but experiments with color photography had been made since the introduction of film photography and were eventually accepted in the early 20th century as a legitimate commercial process. Over time, companies improved on color film, making it cheaper and more sensitive. It needed almost 40 years, and by the 1970s, color film had become the major type of film used in photography, while black and white was mainly used in fine art and journalism photography. Eventually, other types of films too were introduced. In 1973, Polaroid invented instant film, leading to a jump in amateur photography, as people could now shoot and receive their photos without having to take them to get developed.
When it comes to the science behind the film photography, what does it really mean when you take a picture with a camera? When you click the shutter, you have frozen a moment in time by recording the visible light reflected from the objects in the camera's field of view. In order to do that, the reflected light causes a chemical change to the photographic film inside the camera. To understand the whole process, here we'll see the science behind photography, that is exposing, processing the image, producing a print of the image. It all starts with an understanding of the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that human eyes are sensitive to, that is light. It is energy in each photon of light that causes a chemical change to the photographic detectors that are coated on the film. The process whereby electromagnetic energy causes chemical changes to matter is known as photochemistry. So if you were to open a 35mm cartridge of color print, you would find a long strip of plastic that has coatings on each side. The heart of the film is called as a base, and it starts as a transparent plastic material that is 4,000 to 7,000 of an inch thick. The back side of the film has various coatings that are important to the physical handling of the film in manufacture and in processing. It is the other side of the film that we are most interested in because this is where the photochemistry happens. There may be 20 or more individual layers coated here that are collectively less than 1,000th of an inch thick. The majority of this thickness is taken up by a special binder that holds the imaging components together.
Some of the layers coated on the transparent film do not form images. They are there to filter light or to control the chemical reactions in the processing steps. The imaging layers contain submicron-sized grains of silver halide crystals that act as photon detectors. These crystals are the heart of the photographic film. They undergo a photochemical reaction when they are exposed to various forms of electromagnetic radiation, that is light. In addition to visible light, the silver halide grains can also be sensitized to infrared radiation. Film is very sensitive to light. Only a tiny amount of light energy is needed to make a photograph, and too much light will destroy it. To produce a perfect photo, you have to let exactly the right amount of light hit the film, which is called the exposure. The exposure depends on two factors: how long the shutter is open, which is the shutter speed, and how widely it's open, which is the aperture. Shutter speed is measured in seconds and aperture in units called f-stops. Smaller f numbers means large apertures, so more light gets in. The roll of film is next developed with the developer to convert the silver halide crystals to metallic silver. After using chemicals to stop the developer's reaction and fix the film state, the film development is finished and we can finally view the negative frames under light.
Now that we have seen how film photography actually works, let us look at a few examples that led to its decline. First, photographic plates that could produce images in color appeared in 1855, but they required complex equipment, long exposure times, and were not too practical. Color films appeared in 1930s, but these early films produced images that were too dark. In 1936, Kodak started selling Kodachrome, which was much more similar to the modern color film because it used subtractive color method. This color film was used for home movies and for photographic cameras, but was still too dark and much more expensive than black and white films. The initial take-up of digital cameras in the 1990s was slow due to their high cost and relatively lower resolution of the images compared to the 35mm film, but began to make inroads among consumers in the point-and-shoot market and in professional applications such as sports photography, where speed of results, including the ability to upload pictures directly from Stadia, was more critical for newspaper deadlines than the resolution. A key difference compared to film was that early digital cameras were soon obsolete, forcing users into a frequent cycle of replacement until the technology began to mature. Whereas previously, people might have only owned 1 or 2 film cameras in their lifetime. Consequently, photographers demanding higher quality in sectors such as weddings, portraiture, and fashion, where medium format film predominated, were the last to switch once resolution began to reach acceptable levels with the advent of full frame sensors, digital bags, and medium format digital cameras. Although modern photography is dominated by digital users, film continues to be used by enthusiasts. Film remains the preference of some photographers because of its distinctive look.